and guns.
Hey, David Wasserman, you know, what's interesting about this district is that it's sort of, we already knew Republicans in suburban areas were going to struggle. This is a district that is sort of half suburban, half exurban, not quite rural, little rural, but it's sort of a mix. And in every, it's sort of like what every suburban district in small cities looks like, right? It's like the suburbs of Omaha, or the suburbs of even Kansas City and the Kansas side of things. There's a lot of districts that have these half suburban, half exurban areas where it feels that the Republican candidate has to make a decision. Hug Trump or start distancing themselves and worry about alienating, hug Trump and alienate the suburbanites, or distance and alienate the Trump voter.
Chuck, I've been going through the precinct data, and I actually think Republicans did a decent job of getting their vote out compared to some of these other races that we've watched. But Democratic intensity, particularly in those inner suburbs of Pittsburgh, was just slightly higher. And that made the difference in this race. If you actually break it down,
right.
Connor Lamb lost the election day vote by maybe a handful of votes, one thanks to absentees. But the danger for Republicans is that they're not going to be able to run this kind of field program everywhere in November. And Trump is not going to be able to visit all of these solidly Republican districts.
Right. How many districts, though, are kind of like this one where they sort of straddle the suburbs, meaning they're a little suburb? I think Lexington, Kentucky, that district looks like, feels a little similar to this. What other ones are like this?
You're totally right. Kentucky's 6th district. Good example. You mentioned Omaha, Nebraska, the 2nd district there. Even in California's Central Valley, there will be a few districts that are somewhat suburban, somewhat more kind of rural, more conservative culturally. So these border zones are really the places that are going to make the difference between the majority and minority.